Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm gonna brew a kind of hodgepodge of a pale ale. I am in the process of moving, hence half of stuff is gone. So, I'm just trying to get rid of ingredients and everything, and it's impossible. I've already got like all my books packed. I organized my grain and I'm still trying to get rid of some so I don't have to lug it downstairs. So we're just gonna kind of throw everything but the kitchen sink in it today. So I wanted to do a pale ale because I'm gonna try this new product from Monstera Brewing. So this is a water profile of a specific region. So I have Burton, which means like Burton-on-Trent, which is where a lot of the English pale ales were made. London did porters, Burton-on-Trent did pales, and there's also a Burton ale, which I was thought about doing, but then I realized you have to age it, and I am not obviously in the right environment to be able to do that now in the middle of the move. So, Burton's water is supposed to be super hard, just tons of stuff in it, which actually is supposed to be really good with hops. So I'm gonna do a single hop pale ale, and I'm gonna use Pilsner in this pale ale just because I have tons, and I've got a couple open bags and I may as well. So I'm not following any rules besides like I'm gonna try to get my IBUs like kind of where a pale ale should be. I'm using an experimental hop variety, this HBC 431. This is supposed to be super fruity and earthy, and people have said that it gives kind of melon flavor, which, I'm just like excited to try a new hop and new water profile and just kind of screw around in the brewery. So, this is gonna be really simple. I'm gonna use a little bit of caramel malts. I think I'm gonna use some aromatic malt, just because I have it and I haven't used it yet, and Pilsner malt. And like, this is gonna make it really easy because a whole bottle of this just goes in one batch. So I'm gonna toss it in, not even worry about my water additions. I will be using RO water though, so that we can get it completely cleared of any profile at all. So we're gonna start with 0 for the water, and then add that up, and then do our hodgepodge, everything but the kitchen sink. So that's literally what I'm gonna call it. I don't think I'll get my apartment deposit back if I actually threw the kitchen sink in this beer. Okay, so I'm gonna do my Clawhammer, which I use the Grainfather thing still because I haven't bothered to add it as a profile. I'm gonna make sure that I have no sparge going in here. Okay, boil time, 60 minutes, batch volume, 5.5 gallons, brew house efficiency, 72, mash efficiency, 75. Fine. I'm gonna select my style as just an American pale because, I feel like if I were to call this an English pale, even though I'm going to use English water profile and an English yeast strain, the SO4, you guys would get mad at me. So this is just a generic whatever pale ale. Okay, so let's go ahead and add fermentables. I'm just going to start with 10 pounds of pills. All right, so that gets us to 4.9%. Gonna add some aromatic malt. This will give us some color, some biscuit. I believe I have Briess. Let's see what 1 pound does. So that gives us 5.4, a nice color. And then I'm gonna add just a touch of caramel 10. I like a sweeter pale ale, so let's do half a pound of caramel 10. All right, so 5.5% is what it's estimating. I love that. Gonna do a really simple hopping on this. I'm not gonna do a ton of hops. I'm gonna keep it pretty low IBU. So our range is 30 to 50. I'm probably gonna keep it around 30-ish. So my first hop addition, I'm gonna do at the 30-minute mark. I'm probably gonna have to input this. So HBC 431. Let's see. Oh, it has it. Sick. 14% alpha acid. Oh, I guess I put it in. Okay, so this is a high alpha acid hop, so we're not going to be using very much at all. Unfortunately, I'm going to open a new bag, so that I'm going to have to take up more refrigerator space, which kind of negates trying to get rid of stuff. It's a constant struggle when you buy in bulk. My new brewery is going to be way more organized. I think I might have to get myself a little mini fridge just to store hops and yeast in, actually. So one day we'll become more professional. So I'm gonna do half an ounce at the 30-minute mark, see where that gets us. So 18, and then let's do 15-minute mark. Let's do a whole ounce. And that gets us to 40. Screw it. Let's do 40. I'm fine with that. You know, usually when I'm doing IPAs, I try to match my OG, like the last two numbers of my OG, to the numbers of my IBU. So this is going to be less hoppy. Honestly, don't do that, because especially when you're adding a ton of dry hops or a ton of late addition hops, because I feel like the calculators don't fully take into account how bitter something can be. So I've definitely overhopped some stuff. I made this, I don't even know where it went. I made this IPA on my 30th birthday, and it was so hoppy, but we just found some cans as we're packing up, and it actually mellowed out really nicely. It kind of tastes more like a pale ale now. It's quite delightful. The hops totally dropped out, so it's definitely sweeter. And yeah, you know, I never throw away beer. I would just let it sit for a year and see what happens to it, and sometimes you can be pleasantly surprised. Okay, so we're good with that hop profile. Miscellaneous, I'm just gonna add, I'm just gonna write this in. Monstera Burton profile. 4 ounces is what there are. Oh, another fun thing about beers from Burton-on-Trent. Okay, so there's an old term that they used to use that described the sulfur smell you get from some of these beers, because there's a high sulfur content in the water, and they called it the Burton Snatch, which I find fully delightful. So we'll see if we get some Burton Snatch in this one. All right, so for my yeast, I'm just going to use a dry pack of SO4. All right, and I just have one package. It's dry still, and cool. So that's it. I mean, when you're not doing your water additions and can just throw a bottle in, it's kind of easier. You just like shake this up and toss it in. All right, so, oh, my primary fermentation, I'm going to change this to 65 degrees. And hope that I live here long enough so that it can stay temperature controlled. So that looks like it is about all I need to do. This one should be super simple. I'm really excited to see how the water addition mixed with the new hop turns out. You know, I'm not expecting a ton of aromatics coming from these hops. You know, they're so alpha heavy that just by fact that we're only going to use 1.5 ounces in this beer, we're probably not going to get a ton of nose, but it should give us a nice bitter profile to complement all of the other stuff happening. All right, well, thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe. I've got a Patreon going if you want to get my videos early, bonus content, and I'm about to start a podcast, so I'll have podcast bonus content, merch, everything you could possibly want, and you can find that link above. I'll see you guys next time. Happy brewing.